Hello, my name is Shaw. Welcome to my channel. And as the title says, stop defending Nintendo because they are not your friend. I'm gonna start off by saying I've been a Nintendo fan for pretty well ever. Like I have a wall full of amiibos. Got my Switch. Have a Switch Lite. A mountain of Switch games. SNES Classic. I've owned every console since the N64. Even our family owned a Nintendo, and we ended up buying a Super Nintendo off of a friend way later. So yeah, I've owned every Nintendo console, owned every handheld. Not every version of every handheld, but I mean, I've had a Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Advance SP, DS Lite, 3DS, 3DS New XL. Like the amount of money I've given this company is outrageous, and yeah, I used to be one of the first people to defend them. Oh, they make less powerful consoles so that they can decrease the cost, and then they're in every household. Um, but yeah, I was sipping that Kool Aid hard, sipping that Kool Aid, as are a lot of you. And I'm here to tell you, like the title says, Nintendo is not your friend. Um, Maybe there's a direct this week, maybe not, but that's irrelevant. That's not what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about how I've been seeing a lot of Nintendo haters. Why is everyone hating on Nintendo? Hating on Nintendo, saying such negative things like they're gonna have a light year. First off, if they have a light year, there's nothing wrong with that. It's completely fine. The Switch has done great. Like what 20 million units or something? Long higher than that. 100. I think it's up to 100 something. Anyways, I don't look at those numbers. It's not. Yeah, 20 is low because the Wii U only did remind me of that. Which I mean, the Wii U wasn't even that bad of a console. It just didn't have the support. I mean, I could list dozens of games that if had been released on the Wii U instead of the 3DS, they would have done way better. Mainly if the Smash Bros. Games had have actually been a Wii U, like it should have been. But again, I feel like that was a little bit internal sabotage. They didn't actually expect the Wii U to do well. I personally think it was actually just a step towards the Switch, and they weren't ready to release a new console, so they threw something together to tie off those few years. But anyways, which would also explain why the Switch's hardware is garbage. But uh, this is what's triggering this whole thing. I don't think it's fair to be like they're all hating Nintendo. Because what a light year tells me is that one, they're either prepping for a new console, which people should be excited for, except it's going to be probably as strong as a PS4 in an era where we have 4K, and so that's going to just be ridiculous. And somehow there's, I mean, if they follow the trend, this console is going to be a garbage fire and it's not going to do well. Because like N64 did well, GameCube did not. We did well, Wii U did not. Switch successor, is it going to be a successor? They follow the trend, no, it's going to be hot garbage. But anyways, let's hope not, because again, I love first party Nintendo. Uh, Owned every Pokemon game. Uh, just recently, I'm not a big 3D Mario fan, but I just recently played Mario Odyssey, and it was probably one of the best Mario games I've ever played. I wish I'd go back to the original Paper Mario style. Origami King wasn't bad, but like Paper Mario and Paper Mario Thousand Year Door were fantastic. But like, yeah, like I love Nintendo games. I love Nintendo IPs. Like I wouldn't still be supporting this company if I didn't, because again, their hardware is trash. No one can deny that. And and you know what? I guess that's okay if it's what people want. Again, like the Switch has done amazingly. Um, can't argue that. A lot of that, you know what? I'm going to say 90% of that is because it's got a phenomenal library, and Nintendo's definitely done their part for that. Although, like 25 of those games were Wii U games that I refused to purchase most of because I'm not going to buy a game that I have for a console that's perfectly functioning. So, like, obviously, I didn't buy Wii U, Super Mario U. I did buy Mario Kart, but that was technically free, so we're not going to get into that. But yeah, um, they're not haters. I mean, some of them are probably haters, and some of them probably, you know, are way too critical. But those are the people that hated Nintendo from N64 on. As soon as something new came around, that's when they hated Nintendo. But what people have to realize is a lot of these people they have a right to be disappointed. Like we're in 2023. There's no reason your $90 game. Sorry, I'm in Canada, so $90 game, so 70 American, $70 game, Tears of the Kingdom, doesn't run at 60 FPS everywhere. No reason. If you're putting that price tag on there, it better be running as well as Elden Ring, uh, or even better. Like, I can't drew a blank there. Elden Ring, God of War, all those games. It needs to be running as good as them if you're putting a competitive price to them. And that's like, look at the Pokemon mess. Like, and you know what? I love that game. I thought it was really good. Uh, it coming out in the shape it's in, it's still being in the shape it's in, is unacceptable. But for what it is, it's a very enjoyable game. Do I wish it even ran at 30 FPS? Absolutely. But I mean, I guess we get what we get. We buy it and we pretend to be happy. And then we pick up the DLC that's going to add a bunch of Pokemon that shouldn't have been released. And anyways, I'm going off script here. But yeah, so this is to all the people that are like, oh, why are you hating on Nintendo? They did nothing wrong. Nintendo's not your friend. They're just out to make a buck. They're going to continue to release mediocre consoles because they know as long as they're making Mario, Zelda, Donkey Kong, all the games they know people love, their Pokemon, their Kirby's, that you're gonna buy up this mediocre piece of shit console. And every 6 or 7 years they're gonna have a flop. But like I said, I think the Wii U was intended. I don't think it was. I think they expected it to fail. It didn't get the support. It didn't even get as much first party support as it could have. Like New Leaf was on the 3DS. The sequel to Luigi's Mansion was on the 3DS. It didn't have an exclusive first party Zelda game. Sorry, I didn't mean to say first party, but it didn't have its own exclusive Zelda game. It had two HD remasters and a game that was held back and released on the next console as well. So it even did worse than the GameCube did. And the Animal Crossing game it did get was a shitty little board game. Like, yeah, it got the Mario Kart. It didn't even get a traditional 3D Mario game. It got a new 3D World, which wasn't a traditional 3D Mario game. The multiplayer, like hybrid between the 2D and 3D game. Like, you look at this, you look at these trends, you see, like, they want the Wii U to succeed. Didn't look like it. But hey, that's my tinfoil hat. Like, maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, maybe just sit back and look at why people are saying these things, why they're haters, and maybe sympathize with, the thousands of dollars they've dumped into a company so that they can continue to get games that don't run to the standards that games should run in the year 2023. Or hell, let's talk with the online service before I wrap this up. We have a collection of fairly good games, but look at what's the Xbox one, Xbox Live or whatever. Like they're constantly getting brand new games. Like, oh, what? I think they said Persona 3 is going on there. The new Persona 3 that's coming out is going on there. Or look at PS Plus, like tons of games, like games that were out for the PS4. So instead of the Nintendo Switch Online service giving us these games that didn't do well on the Wii U because the Wii U didn't do well, they just went and re-released them on the Switch and sold them at full price. Like, but oh, it's okay. It's Nintendo. They gave us all these N64 games that at release didn't work worth shit. That you can't remap the buttons on the controller so the controller can function properly. But don't worry, we sell an N64 controller for an authentic experience, except, oh wait, anytime they go up on sale, they sell out all the scalpers. Oh, that's all it is. It's, you know, we do our part. We limit it to 4 per account. I made a video about that too. Um, but yeah, or like the SNES library. 50% of it is on the SNES Classic that they released 2 years before that came out. But it's still missing like big. Like, where's Mario RPG? Like, you can't toss Square some money and put Mario RPG on there. Come on, really, Nintendo? Figure your shit out. Um, Donkey Kong Country, 64. That's not on the N64 yet. What? Yeah, release a Game Boy and Game Boy Advance. No mention of Pokemon. Your biggest handheld selling game. No mention of that. Oh heck, you know, Fire Emblem's huge in the West now. It's huge. People love Fire Emblem. You know, maybe you could have put the money out and maybe even sold the game for $14.99 or $19.99 or whatever on the store instead of adding it to the GBA. But maybe give us the Burning Blade and the other untranslated Fire Emblem games. Like, so many things. Like, you talk about, oh, they're haters. They're haters. Why are they hating on Nintendo? Well, what is Nintendo doing? They're just sitting on their stack of money, giving people scraps. That's what they're doing. When these other companies, they're giving away the bank. Like, I don't know. That's how I feel. Anyways, that'll be it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, feel free to drop a like, subscribe. And if there's anything here that you disagree with, hey, put it in the comments. Maybe we can chat about it. Until next time, have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.